You can't win. You can't break even. Are we on? Yes, we are. Okay. All right. So that should be it. All right. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Joe. I'm just was sitting down thinking about a lot of stuff, and I had a time I was talking to my mom, and she was, talking to me about a few things in life and all that stuff, and then, like all mamas, but I grew up in the church. What's going on, Thomas? My mom asked me, she was like, Josiah, when the last time you been to church? And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Mama really pulled that card on me about when the last time I've been in church. I was like, Mom, I don't go to church like that. And she was like, why not, baby? Why aren't you in church? You know you need to be in church and finding your salvation. I said, well, I can find my salvation at home. I can read the Bible just fine. You know. Hey friend, going to work. All right. See you, Thomas. That's my good friend Thomas. But if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually doing two different types of feed. I'm doing one on Facebook and one on YouTube. I can actually do that when it's just me. I find it a lot more simpler. That way I can appease two different networks. If you like what you're hearing, please like and share the video. It's just Joe. I'm not doing anything something fancy. But for the most part, what's been going on is my mom was like, "Decide why hadn't you been in church?" And I was like, well, I've been busy with family and different other things, and I done the dance. I sat up in church. I did. I worked as an usher, worked as a minister. Everybody, any song was any, and everybody be getting the minister card down. I did a lot of things in church. You know what I'm saying? Dress up, teach class, and help minister and lay hands on people. Oh brother, I just did 2 lines of coke before I came in here. So I did all that. You know, so the thing about it was, I just something in me just cracked. It was just like I'm seeing the same repetitious things going on. Now I know a lot of people say, "Well, Josiah, you don't go there to go see other people. You go there for your own salvation." That's true. That's true. I do go there for my own salvation. But also, I like, for me as a man, I take a step back and I like to look and see that, is what I'm doing in the congregation, is it bearing any fruit? Now, some of y'all might be like, well, Joe, what does that mean? I mean, why would you say something like that? If I'm going to church and I'm putting in my time and my effort and, I'm doing different things, I want to see some type of movement. That's fair to say. If I give you some fish and some bread and some seasoning, I expect you to make a meal and I'd be able to partake in that meal. But I wasn't seeing that so much. I was more or less seeing the same people. They would do something and they'll come back and do something different. I would see something, like I would get into some type of issue going on in my relationship, and I would, pray to God. Not to say that I'm not a unfaithfulness believer. I don't believe in God. My walk is different from your walk, so I don't want any of y'all to think that, oh, God, Joe's an atheist. I'm not no atheist. I'm not no Muslim. I am me. But the problem was that I was starting to see the church start taking a different turn. Okay. I was starting to, and I come from a Christian background where the men, they were in the church with their family. I came from a background where uh there wasn't no gay preachers up on the pulpit preaching. I come from a time where the women, they knew their roles. They weren't dressing like as if you would swear that they came right out the strip club. I came from a time where there was wailing women. Where the women, they were prayer warriors. Grandma cut, pray. Grandma, I'm dying. Pray. Grandma, I'm about to get evicted. Pray. Grandma, I'm out of gas and the house is on fire. Baby, just pray. Prayer, 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 prayer. That's all grandma would say. But now I look at a different era now. I look at an era where I'm seeing the women come in church, but they have 4 kids, no man. I look at an era where now the gays have more influence inside the church. And now where you thought that keyboard player was a suspect and he was a little he is actually. I look at church now and I'm seeing that you seeing dudes trying to rap in church and they didn't quote not one Bible scripture. I'm seeing dudes trying to be all hip and cool and stuff, and hipping and jiving and stuff, and saying all kind of crazy stuff. And you got prayer dancers that look like God, doggone like shuffle lines and stuff, and you know, like stomp the yard. I'm like, what is this church? I didn't come. I listen. I did not get up at 7 o'clock in the morning to see this shit. I didn't know. I didn't do. If I came to church, I'm going there for 2 things. I'm going there to get rejuvenated, to get throughout the week. What's going on, Stacy? Yeah, and understand this. At a time, you want to know when brothers were more influential in the church? When the church stick to a straight guideline. I'm gonna tell you right now. I have a church that I used to go to, and I wish I could still go to. It's a guy named Bishop Howell. If y'all ever if y'all go to South Carolina, there's an old preacher named Bishop Howell. He's in Utahville. He's a great man. I love the old school preaching where the man is the man of his household. I love that kind of dominant figure. Men like seeing other men of structure in leadership and head. Now you got women up there, and it's no boast to win. It's no joust to women. But there's a reason, if you haven't noticed, why the men are leaving the church. There's only so far that you can take. Listen, you can raise a young boy up as best you can. But there are some guidelines that young boy needs to become a man that he has to learn, whether from seeing positive influence from other men, or he has to experience and have to learn by trial by error. There's a reason why it says in Proverbs that after a young boy gets so old, he cuts the umbilical cord from the woman. I'm paraphrasing for some of y'all. Some of us, we all ain't Bible inclined. Don't burn me to a cross. But that's how I was. I'm old school type. That's how I was. That's when the church, I believed, had the most thing. Now, listen, we're not going to go on all the sex scandals and all the crazy stuff, even though a lot of that stuff started dripping and tumbling out. But I can tell you right now, for most of you brothers, if you were to go to church and you go there with your woman and your family, you go there with your wife and your kids, listen, you're only going there just to get a word and say, hey, okay, all right, so this is the guidelines I'm supposed to go by. All right, kids, did y'all learn something? All right, wife, did you pick up anything? Okay, then we need to get out of here. Pay our tithes. Thank you, God, for blessing us with this money that we made. And here you go. Here's your portion. We're going home. How you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? Okay. Friendship hug. Friendship hug. All right. I'm going. I'm not going to lie. Like, I see more gossiping going through the church than I actually have seen actual scriptures being passed out. Now, a lot of people might feel like, that ain't my church. Okay, that's fine. If it ain't your church, it ain't your church. It don't apply to you. But from what I've seen in the many churches I've been in, and believe me, I was a church boy. I've been in plenty of churches. You got that nice keyboard. I've been through all that, man. I've been through all the revivals. Been through all the praise dance and all the barbecues and cookouts and revivals and Friday night of revival, Wednesday night revival, whole week revival, 2 year revival, 2 year. Listen, no. If whatever you're trying to if whatever you're trying to revive takes more than a week, that thing is dead. I'm sorry. Call it like I see it. Takes you more than a week, that thing ain't getting up. Jesus did it in 3 days. If you can't do it in 3 days, something's wrong. Last time I checked, man is dying younger and younger. So hey, I'm not putting nobody on no line, but understand this. A lot of y'all going to church trying to find like answers, like y'all trying to put some kind of God on some kind of time clock. And that's not how he works. Some of the most influential people in the Bible didn't even step foot in the church. They didn't. They were like, listen, y'all doing your own thing. I don't agree with that. I will go take my family and go out by myself. And this is why a lot of heterosexual families are not stepping foot in the church, especially the men. But I won't have some outlier influence of foolishness mingling with my family. I won't. I'm not doing it. I will not. And believe me, I have done it in the church. When I saw them doing more concerts and like more keyboard playing, and then they wanted me to get up, drop $10 in a bucket. Oh, wait, I heard another word of God. We need another $5 more. Wait, oh, Jesus just told me, hold up. Jesus is telling you this. Why isn't he telling me this? I'm the one giving you the money. Why is he not telling me to drop? If that was the case, God would have told me before I went up to the offering bucket the first time how much I should have put in. Why is he telling you how much you need? You know what? Better yet, let Jesus turn off the lights. And if he wants the miracle to work, the lights will stay on, or the guy who's going to shut off our lights is going to work out. I'm that kind of guy. I am that type of Christian. I am like Thomas. Thomas said, you need to show me. Ye of little faith. Yes, I am there now. Ye of little faith. And I will call it. And that is where our community is right now. We can easily be infiltrated. Listen, it's so bad now that right now, most people who hear the Bible now don't even think Jesus is real. And they've been in church their whole life. You can say Muhammad's real, but you can't say Jesus is real. And 1,000 people watch him get crucified. So why should I believe in you? You want to know why people don't? You want to know why most of our community does not believe in the church anymore? Because the way how the church used to promote family, unity, fellowship, it's not even like that anymore. You got divisions. You got factions in the church. Nobody goes to church for that. I don't go to church to get away from my foolishness to go into your foolishness. I don't care what sister so-and-so was sleeping with brother Paul last week. I don't care about that. I'm just being so for real. Most men don't care for gossiping. And if you're a real brother and your woman is going around talking to other women in church, you need to go grab her and say, sit down. You don't need to sing. Sit down right by me. I'll sit you down just like my child. And then I'm be for real. A lot of y'all be bringing these bad behind kids into the church and just, well, go ahead, Timmy. Go have fun. Who does that? Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if you came to my church, best believe my belt had no discrimination. Your kid behind was free game. I'm gonna tell you just how my granddaddy did it. If your kid was running in that church, his butt was free game. Any kid could get it. Ain't nobody tell you bring the child of Satan into the church. If he was, he was going to the front of the line. Either we want to beat that demon out of him, or we want to pray that demon out of him. Whichever one, you could take your pick. But heck, we can beat and pray at the same time. And believe me, I've seen it. In the name of Jesus, I rebuke your spirit. I'm like, oh my goodness, we ain't gonna make it to the second verse. We ain't. That boy's done. Just lay down. Lay down, boy. Just call on Jesus. If a lot of you call on Jesus. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm being for real. No man likes to see another man put his hand. I don't care what your position is in the church. Don't put your hands on my woman. If Jesus didn't do it. Why are you doing it? I'm just being so for real. That if y'all want to know one of the biggest pet peeves, and talk to any godly person. And not talking about no fake godly person. Talk to any godly person who's been in the word for years. Any pastor or any minister would know they don't put their hands on a woman. If it's a woman, they will go get another woman who is a prayed up woman to go touch that woman. They don't put their hands on it because that's disrespectful to her and not disrespectful to God. Did Jesus touch the woman with the issue? No. He never touched her. She came and touched his garment. Did Jesus touch the woman who came inside the house in front of the men? He didn't touch her. He just said, "Woman, get up." Only thing he said was, "Why ain't y'all washing my feet like y'all did?" Hey, what's going on, Maris? What's going on, Shatori? What's going on, Jim? What's going on, Jermaine? What's going on, Mama? What's going on, Auntie Gwen? Y'all gotta understand, some of these things, these protocols that people are doing in church are not of the church. And this is why, and a lot of men are like, this goes against my household. And I'm gonna say, like Joshua said, yo, if that goes against my household, I'm not for it. Why would I? I'm telling y'all right now, this is why y'all seeing a lot of brothers who are not going to church. This is why y'all seeing a lot of men walk away from the church. You're not going to tell me that it's okay. You're not going to tell me that I need to clean up my sin. And not too long ago, you an unmarried man, and you got a bunch of unmarried women coming to your house to pray with you at nighttime. Ain't Jesus don't work at that time of night. I'm just trying to be for real. Jesus don't work at. Listen, I'm gonna spit game for y'all female. I'm gonna spit game to females and males. I'm gonna really talk with y'all. Because I used to see some preachers think they were slick, and some women. Oh, brother, so and so, could you come to my house around this time of night? Yeah, I'll come. Me and the whole prayer team will come. I will bring the whole. Listen, I don't touch nobody. I put my hand out like I'm a Jedi in the name of Jesus. You good? That's faith. That's on you. I don't play no games. I don't listen. I don't go to church. I'm not going to church to make friends. At the end of the day, when you die by yourself. I'm not going to be standing with you in front of the gates. You can't get me in. I don't know why people try to get so cozy and buddy in church. I don't know why they do that. I'm being so for real. Now I'm gonna hit something. I'm gonna hit a nail in the coffin. There's a lot of y'all. Here's the funny thing about it. Some of y'all brothers be very materialistic, and men peep that. You want me to take? It's none of their business. Yeah, it is. It is none of their business. I'm gonna tell you something that's very so true. You want me to give you money? I understand the church is your job or your revenue. I understand that. Some brothers they don't work. Most pastors they don't work. The church is their revenue. Okay, they get paid a stipend from the church. Okay, you want me to give you money when you're wearing a gold chain, you're driving a better car than me, and you're going to tell me to have faith in you, but yet you're living a better lifestyle than me. But I'm supposed to give to you. When the same man that you preach about, or the same people you preach about in the Bible, lived about the same lifestyle or less than the people that they were serving, but somehow I'm supposed to dignifiedly serve you. Don't worry, I'm gonna do my talk about the journey of Islam because I've had an interesting story and walk with that. But I'm just right now, I'm talking about the Christianity walk for most brothers, why it's hard for us to believe that. I'm not going to put more in your pocket and you tell me that I'm supposed to believe in you when I'm suffering and yet you are still eating milk and honey and all I can do is eat crumbs. I'm not doing it. I will feed my own first before I feed you. Understand that. If Elijah had enough common sense when he went to the woman and the child and they said, yo, I'm about to die. Why would I give you my last? And he said, trust me. As long as I eat, you will eat. If Elijah had enough sense to tell that to the woman and the child, and that was a single mom and a child, rather than take their own, why would I give you goddamn the last of my own and starve me out? What sense does that make? You can't tell me that makes any sense. But now the church has become a hustle game that even everybody wants to get in on it. I'm seeing them having gospel choir battle offs and stuff, and everybody dancing and jiving. I'm like, yo, what does this have to do about Jesus? People don't even get dressed up for church anymore. People might as well say they're going out to the club or to Walmart. Because I'm not even seeing it anymore. Like, you're not telling me that. This is why a lot of brothers, like, honestly, I sometimes I used to like going to Easter because I like seeing people in funny suits. They look very funny, especially when they look all bright and colorful. It looked like you ever seen that? You ever seen Coming to America where everybody's wearing those fancy, colorful suits at church? That's on. I love going to Easter. People wear the most funniest stuff. They do. You know how much I spend on the suit now? I spend about probably $20 $30. I ain't gonna spend no more money, extra money on no suit to go to church. I'm only gonna see you for 2 to 3 hours. You think I'm gonna spend over $100 on a suit for you? I only go in there to see Jesus. I don't think he cares what I wear so much. And I gotta be careful with that. But some of y'all be taking that literally like, well, God said I can come as a no, baby. I know he said come as you are. That's like if you don't have anything, then you can come what you got because you're just trying to get saved. But when you can get to a certain point in your life, when you can afford something better, then you put on something better. And if you're dressed a certain type of way, why are you going to go to the front of the church? Sit somewhere in the middle, where you can hear what's going on. But then again, I don't know. Like, don't be somewhere where you like just hanging out. Like, I get it, Bathsheba. Like, you want to be seen, but you better be lucky. See, if I was an usher again, I would have blankets on standby. The minute I see somebody come in dressed a certain way, I'll wrap you up in a blanket. You look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Nobody would ever see you. As soon as you come in, there we go, Brother Johnson. We got another one. I got him. Come in. Wrap you right up. Go sit down. Right there. No, stay close to the edge of the aisle. Take your 3 demons with you. Sit them close. We're going to get you in prayer. Sure enough. I got you. I'm going to be on my stuff. I promise y'all. There's a reason why I could not be a preacher. Or I couldn't be a minister. I would even have music being played at my service. And listen, a lot of y'all see, and that's the problem. That's one of y'all biggest things. I'm gonna call out for some of the musicians, but I used to be a drummer. Yeah, I used to be that, and I was really good too. And I'm not gonna lie, they get really competitive. Every time the preacher say something, the drummer. I'm like, come on, dude, let the man talk, man. You know what I did one time? I took the keyboard power cord and unplugged it. I'm like, listen, man, I ain't come here to hear you do your solo. If you didn't make it onto the band, that's your problem. I want to hear the man of God talk. Shut up. Oh, I just want to, amplify his. He don't need you. He don't need you. If what he's saying can't touch the people, then there's something wrong. Then the people aren't listening to him. They didn't have a keyboard 300 years ago. I don't think they need one right now. They don't have a drummer back then. Get up and clap your hands. Make music with your own stuff. See, I miss those old school churches where they had the clapping and the singing and everything. What you got is what you got. That was it. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. That's back then when black people, we actually did have rhythm. I don't know nowadays. Nowadays, they take it too far. I'm just saying. I just keep. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it for a lot of y'all people. This is why a lot of brothers are walking away from the church. I literally had a woman getting up and ministering and telling about her old school lesbian life. And I'm like, why are we listening to you right now? Like, should you not? Well, then after this, well, Joe, she used to be a lesbian, but she's talking more about her lesbian lifestyle of all the good times she had. Is she reminiscing? Like, does she want to go back? If she want to go back, I mean, there's the door. We're not stopping her. I don't want to hear about what you and Tammy was doing. That's a problem with a lot of people. They try to mimic the Bible. I don't see nobody going over to Islam and bringing that stuff over there. I don't see nobody going over to goddamn Krishna and Buddha. Christians, we the only one who got all the gays. We get everything. The crazies, the racists, the gays, the freaks. We get everything. This is why men are like, man, this is why you see and this is why you see a lot of black men going over to Islam. You don't see all this stuff. You don't. You don't see all these scandals. You don't see all this foolishness going on in all the other religions. They shut that down real quick. Now, I understand if men ain't doing their proper thing, a woman has to step up and say, yo, until you get where you need to be, we're going to have to hold it down. I understand. Listen, I'm for that. My grandma had to preach. My granddaddy spent most of the time drinking and halfway knocked out drunk on the side of a curb. So women, do what you got to do. But when a man comes by and he says, yo, I'm ready to get in my proper place, be ready to step to the side and say, let that man, okay, all right, you ready. Or find somebody to take the spot. I'm not jockeying. No, I was ministered under Minister Johnson. I mean Pastor Johnson. She was in this chat. Great preacher. Great preacher. My mom, she's a teacher. I had two great teachers. I had a lot of female good tutelage in the Bible. But one thing I could say, they knew how to submit to a man. There's a difference. See, that's the problem right now going on in churches nowadays. But they ain't no woman. Some of these women don't want to submit to no man. This is my church. No, woman, it's not your church. It's God's church. God's church, not your church. I checked one woman about that real quick. Oh, you're gonna tell me? Excuse me, this is my church. Last time I checked, your church is full up with women and babies and two old men. And last time I checked, who's going to cut your grass? It ain't going to be me. Guess what? You're going to call that man. Right. I'm just letting y'all know right now. There's a problem. Some of y'all want to play outside the field and do all that crazy stuff. This is why we get taken for a joke. This is why ain't no real. This is why brothers are like, yo, I don't believe in the church anymore. Can't get mad. Men want to be the head and the dominant figure. I don't care if you don't like it. It's how the world's been. It's how it will be. You want respect? Play your lane. That's how it is. Some of y'all don't like that. Oh, I can't believe he's saying that. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. I ain't want to kill a dead horse that's already dying. I mean, taking out the pastor. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Y'all have a good day. Thank y'all for enjoying the show. I'm on YouTube, I guess. I guess I'm doing everything on YouTube. I love you, mama. You know that. You guys take care. I gotta go feed my babies, and I'm probably gonna do another one. Later on. So if you guys want, I'm asking you guys, give me some topics to talk about. I want some stuff to talk about. I want to have fun, talk about different other things. All right. So if y'all got questions, ask me. I will definitely answer them. I do. All right. Bye.